Well, good morning. How are you this, quite cold January morning, but what else can we expect? My name's Christine, and it's my delight to welcome you to this Google Digital Garage training session, all about how to track website traffic with Google Analytics. Alongside me today, I've got the lovely Emma. Emma is our moderator for the day. She's got a little blue spanner next to her name. You will find her in the chat. Ask Emma any questions as we go through. She's really experienced Google Digital Garage trainer as well, so she'll be able to help you out as we go through. We've only got a short amount of time together, so hit refresh if anything goes wrong. Make sure to visit our website, which is listed in the description below if you need any more information. Ask Emma questions in the chat. You'll need to be signed in to your YouTube account to join in with that chat. Otherwise, let's crack on and have a look. So today what we're going to be doing is having a little bit of a look at data. And by the end of our short time together, you should have a good understanding about how to find data on Google Analytics, which is all about where your users are coming from. There is a wealth of data available for you to see on your website. And we're going to have a little bit of a look, a little bit of an overview that will hopefully give you the confidence to get going for yourself. So first of all, let's just have a little bit of a think about Google Analytics. What actually is Google Analytics? So Google Analytics is a fantastic tool that is no charge to use it. And if you have a website of your own, my strong recommendation is that you start tracking your traffic with Google Analytics. All right, so what Google Analytics will do is track your website traffic. It's going to help you widen that into your marketing strategy as well, because directing traffic to your website from different sources, you can track how your ads are doing, how any campaigns you run are working, whether you set up your social media to bring people to your website. If you do offline campaigns and you have a little flyer with a QR code that takes you through to your website, all of these things, all of these activities that you do, you want to be finding. Strong suggestion is that if you're doing proper marketing, you find a way to measure them. And Google Analytics is a great way to measure all the traffic that comes through to your website, which is going to give you an idea of how well you're doing, what you can do more of, and what isn't working so well for you. Okay, so what we're going to be able to look at with our analytics is who's coming to your site, how long they're staying, what they're interested in, and looking really for those areas that you can improve. Now, you might have joined me today because you've had a notification of a recent update. So some people have been using Google Analytics for a year or more. You might be using an older tool that's called Universal Analytics. And Universal Analytics was designed to mirror the way that we used to 5 years ago use the internet, how users behaved on the internet, which was before the advent of smartphones and apps. We were very much on a computer using one route through the internet. What's happened over the last few years is the internet's changed, tools have changed, and behaviors have changed. So Universal Analytics was great for what it did in its day. There's a new version of analytics called Google Analytics 4, and it's really important to understand because Google Analytics 4 has been the default for if you've joined in the last year or so. If you joined before that, you may well still be on the old Analytics Universal, which is going to be set off into retirement come the summer. So you really, really need to, if you are still using the old version of analytics, and I'll tell you about that old version of analytics as we go through, then some of the images that we're going to show you might look a bit different. We're going to be using the images from the new version of analytics. If you're still on the Universal Analytics, then you do need to do the work to get yourself shifted over before the old version Universal Analytics closes down. So have a little bit of some of the definitions. A user, no matter which site you're using, Universal or Google Analytics 4, the user is the person visiting your website. Okay, so a user property is a characteristic that belongs to the person. So the location that the person is in, or the language that the person is using. Then we have sessions. So a session is every time a particular user visits and the duration of that visit. Okay. And then a session event is something that they take, an action that they take. So viewing a page, putting something in a basket, checking something out, filling out a contact form. Okay. Beneath that, you have parameters for the extra information about an event. So, for example, if the event's a checkout, the currency is a parameter of that event. All right. So basically, the idea of Google Analytics 4 is to help you better understand the customer journeys through the website rather than just focusing on one session at a time. And it's designed to help you understand the trends in your data. Okay. So Google Analytics 4 is a more intelligent version of Google Analytics that is designed for the way that our human behavior on the internet has changed. Let's take a little bit of a look, because Google Analytics is divided into a series of reports. Okay. And they've been grouped into areas to help you find them, a bit like a filing cabinet. All right. So on your left-hand side of your menu, you see this home here, and all the menus are tucked underneath. When you click on this one or hover over it, your menus will expand. And under the second one down on the left-hand side, you're going to get your reports appear. And this is the first place you're going to see whether you're on Universal Analytics or the newer Google Analytics 4. Because acquisition of where am I acquiring my users? Where are my users coming from? All right. Engagement is what they're doing on my website, how they behave. Then we have monetization, which is how we're spending money. And retention is all about our users returning. How can you bring people back? Are people coming back and revisiting your website? Okay. So we're going to focus today on how to find those traffic and user acquisition data in Google Analytics 4. So let's take a look at those main areas of reporting in a little bit detail. This is what we just said, acquisition. Where are my users coming from? That's what we're going to focus on today. But if you did want to see what people are doing, how they're behaving, how they're spending money, you're going to look into those other reports that are all below. All right, so let's take a look at that right now. So over the next few slides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some different ways that you can understand your website data. There's different information in, and it kind of gets more specific the deeper we go. So what normally happens is you'll log in and you'll see a dashboard and you'll get like a snapshot of information. Okay. Then in each area, you'll get the overall traffic. So we'll look into traffic. You'll see the overall traffic acquisition snapshot. Then as we go down, we'll be able to look at different pages, specific pages, what's happening on each page with the page traffic. Come down again, the page traffic can be refined then into page visits. So we can see deeper what's happening on each page. What we can also see is that refining again into the landing pages. So the landing pages show us what pages people first arrive on. We always design our websites that people will jump on the home page and follow our paths through. Looking at the landing pages, you'll see that by search or through campaigns, people arrive at our websites in all kinds of weird and wonderful ways. So by looking at landing pages, you can see what's actually happening, because people don't tend to follow what we think they ought to. So first of all, if you want to find your acquisition data, you head over to your menus on the left, you open up your report menu, you come to acquisition, which remember is how we acquire that traffic or how those users find us, go into acquisition and down to traffic acquisition. This is a great way to see the channels that drive the traffic to your website. So what I'll be looking at here, I can see it over time. I can see I've got here, I've selected 28 days worth of data. All right, and I can see now something happened on this particular day, and I got lots of what looks like search visits come in? Okay. Or are they direct? I can't quite tell because search and direct are a similar colour. So I would go and have a little bit later. I've got search and direct traffic, both bringing me lots of visitors. And something happened on that day to make lots of visitors come. So what was that? I'd be going back and looking at that, seeing what happens. I can also see that over my 28 days, I kind of go up for 5 days, down for 2, and up for 5 days, down for 2. I'll be looking for patterns in that data. Is that corresponding to the weekends? Is that because people visit my website when they're at work? Or is it because I turn off my marketing at the weekends when I'm not there? We might be able to get 2 free days just by scheduling marketing to run on the weekends. Okay. So the next thing I might want to go a level deeper and see, I know that the website traffic is coming from what they're doing before they get to me, but what are they doing when we get there? So I might want to see how that traffic changes depending on which pages they're going to. So if I wanted to see, for instance, who was coming to my Contact Us page, where people are coming to contact us, then I can head to engagement in my reports, because it's engagement is what they're doing, what they're engaging with. They're engaging with a particular page, and how are they finding me for that? Where is that traffic currently coming from? And I can do something similar with page visits. So I want to add in the traffic source data here to my screen. And I can do this with the standard reports are created. And then what you can do is add in extra layers of data. So if I wanted to go and add in a column, up at the top, I can head and add in acquisition data to any particular page I want to see. So here I am in my pages and screens, and I've added in that data there. Similarly, I can look at my landing page data. I can head over to see where my landing page is and go in and add in those first visits, where the first visit is to a particular page, and see where people are landing from in my website. Now, another really interesting thing is, who are these people? Who are the users? We know where on the web those users came from. They came in through search, or they came in through my email, or they came in through social media. But where have they come from in the world? We can look at the geography of our users by going to our menus at the side, going into the acquisition to find out things about how we found people, and look at user acquisition, and we can see the country. This is often one of those slides that's actually part of that dashboard as well, which would really start to help us better understand our website visitors and really start to understand, for instance, if we get lots of people coming to us from the United States, are we making sure, why are the people from the United States interested? How can we make sure that we're serving them if that's something that we want to do? Okay. Right, so a couple of things, actions for you to take. You can let Emma know what actions you're going to take after this session in the chat. But how about double checking whether you're still running Universal Analytics? If you are, make sure you've switched across to Google Analytics 4. And once you've done that, why not go and find your top 3 sources of your website traffic, and maybe investigate on your page traffic as well. Little bit of practice, get yourself comfortable, and then you can start going even deeper. So that's all the time we have together. Thank you so much. I hope it's been a little bit of a useful dive into web tracking web traffic in analytics. Lots of ways to get more help. If you want to find out more about the webinars we're running, head to our website, which is linked in the description below, and you can sign up for more webinars. We have longer webinars on using analytics or answering some of the other questions I could see were coming through to Emma. We update that schedule regularly, lots of webinars for you. We also have courses on there that you can get involved with. And if you're based here in the UK, you can even sign up for one-to-one mentoring sessions to go into these things a little bit deeper with one of our mentors. Other than that, thanks to Emma for being our fabulous moderator. Thanks to you for joining. We look forward to welcoming you back to another Google Digital Garage training session sometime soon.